Well, that's what I've been trying to tell you guys.
Look,
I'll
man.
be serious once you tell me. Be serious, Teddy. Read Siege, nigga.
Siege?
Siege by James McCarthy. Look, bro.
All right, Teddy.
Yeah.
Come on. Please be serious.
This zeitgeist that we're
All right, I'm not saying that you guys can't tell jokes or anything, but like,
Yeah, but you
so
gotta
I
moderate.
still want I want it to be like toned down than
Well,
the
then
usual
why did you invite
VC
us?
bullshittery that we usually
I'm,
have.
I'm
you know?
not saying no jokes, but I'm saying no shit posting in general.
Yes, that's funny.
Can
I
we
know.
discuss DNA statistics on Italians?
We already did.
Okay, red pilled.
I'm not
And
kidding.
what's the conclusion?
They aren't white.
Based.
Wow. I
What a
wouldn't
surprise.
I didn't need to analyze Italian DNA to come to that conclusion.
when
All right,
when
so
you get
listen up.
someone to
So,
spit in the microscope.
so there's our talking points. Which one do we want to do first? Which one of these three guys? Come on.
I think that the prices at Crabfest are outrageous.
Teddy.
Oh, the French royalist. Yes, the French royalist one. Let's do that
French
one.
royalist
Okay,
one?
but
All
then
right,
I
we'll
need
do that
to
one
get
first.
some
I'm-
anti-monarchist points.
No, I'm pro monarchist points. We need to get some monarchist points.
I'm thinking maybe I should go outside so I don't get noise complaints from my neighbors.
He's good when he goes outside to scream.
Please realize your divine right to the throne and to read Siege.
Please realize that I'm actually not interested in current events whatsoever. So
Why the fuck?
anything we're going to be talking about that's current, I really won't know anything about.
Yeah, same here. Because look, this whole monarchist thing in France, this
Are we
is
re-
temporary.
Are we recording?
But siege is eternal.
Can we actually talk for once? I wanted to talk about this, but okay.
See,
Yeah, I
it
wanted to talk
was
too, but,
just me.
like-
It was just me in hindsight here about 20 minutes ago, and he said no, add more people. And I said that's
I
probably
wanted
not a
to add
good
a bit
idea.
more people, and I'm about to fucking remove some. Like,
Okay, well.
Okay, Bill
bro.
Smith.
no,
Oh,
Teddy,
fucking
I've been
God.
asking nicely this whole time, and
I
you've
haven't-
been shit
I can be
dude.
serious, but if we aren't even recording, you know?
I mean,
Yeah,
we
if
are
we're not-
actually recording right now,
if
but
we're
we're not
not
live
live-
because we can't get serious.
Are we live? Just put us
I will
on
be
live.
serious once you tell me we're
We'll do
live.
it live.
Dude,
Just say that we're live.
Okay, so what's the prep?
that's
We-
what I've been trying
we
to do this
just
whole
did the
time, you retards.
Okay, then let's
Okay,
talk
you
about the
invite
French royalist thing.
the most shit posty motherfuckers from
know.
a shit posting
I
server,
know.
and you go, guys, please be serious.
Let's talk
I
about the
know.
French
All right.
royalist stuff.
All right,
Okay, we're live.
Alright. No, we're not live yet, are we?
don't tell me
Yeah,
that. I'll just
yeah.
tell another joke.
I'll just say
Oh shit, I almost forgot to put in the little, like, background music. Fuck.
Do you have a soundboard?
No.
You just put your
You
phone.
guys
up
can
to
mute the bot, but we keep the bot at like 2% just so there's no like dead air. You know what I mean?
That's calming music.
I'm just shut
This
up.
really says a lot about our society as a whole.
Shut up. All right, so Tia.
Okay.
Can you put Nerf fists on the
Okay.
bot?
Hey, I just found something else to go into the
Okay. Why are you
Heinrich,
mentioning
stop.
me only? Fuck you.
I said both your names. Shut the fuck up. Look in the talking points. I just found something
Okay,
else.
bro.
You will never end.
Okay.
What do you guys think about that? Think that'd be a good thing to talk about?
Yeah, I got some prep on the eternal youth thing.
Yeah, go ahead and throw it in.
Okay, well, no, I can say some stuff, but I don't have any actual things to back it up with.
Oh.
Base.
Okay. All right. So is everybody? Do we feel confident? Do we feel ready?
Yeah. Yes.
Sure.
All right. Hang on. Tito's messaging me. He can't speak right now because.
There's so many fucking.
I'm drinking chocolate milk.
Okay.
That face one, no chalky milk, GF.
I'm sorry, am I loud enough?
You're always loud.
Hmm?
Tito,
What did you say?
do all the voices sound good to you?
Yeah, no,
What
but
did you say to me, bro?
do I speak loud enough? Do I speak loud enough?
Okay. Are you ready to record?
You're really
Do I
really
sound loud
bassy,
enough?
Heinrich.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, because I need to talk quiet because of my neighbors, you know.
At the lower Heinrich. Okay.
He can't even speak it in a normal voice.
It's basically just German ASMR at this point.
He's getting
Alright.
censored.
Oh, hello. Hello.
So, let me know when you're
Almost much.
like give us a countdown to when you're about to stream it, okay? Like just tell us in like 1 minute. Oh, 6. Fuck.
Oh.
What?
Okay, we're 6.
609, 608, 607.
I guess he didn't learn how to count.
610.
Yeah, just tell us in a minute when
1, 2, 3,
give us a minute.
610.
Thank you for breathing.
You know,
Connor. I
usually
appreciate it.
these things start with Tito just saying, "Okay, we're live."
All right.
Is that a hint?
I
Is
don't
it-
know. It
Is
might
that-
be. Fuck, we might already be. I don't know.
Is that a hint for Tito to go live?
Do we have a link to the actual?
Keep in mind, I'm sacrificing my sleep.
Oh, you don't.
It's 1 a.m. here.
Oh, go the fuck to bed.
I have a meeting in. What time is it? I have a meeting in 2 hours.
You know, I got a good feeling that
Non-threat.
we're actually live right now,
Oh.
and they're just hearing me tell
Okay.
Heinrich go to bed. So, welcome to RWU podcast. My name is Hindsight. Today we have Pericles. I can't say his name right. I usually call him Pickles. Heinrich, a man from Germany. Heckworth, a valuable shit poster on a different server. And Teddy Roosevelt. Say hello, everyone.
The President of America.
By the way, they can see your little chat bubbles when you light up. We cannot move the camera in that way.
I'm the German.
Yes,
Hi.
he is.
I'm a
Hello.
All right. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the French protest, the yellow vest that most of you probably have already heard about. And let's just take a look at the link that we have provided for us. So, anyone want to read this, or should I?
You lead us in here, boss.
I
Oh, okay.
can read it. I can read it if you want.
We'll have enough of German ASMR in a minute.
So the French royalists.
Absolutely. Fuck it. Fuck it.
the
Here we go.
headline is-
Go with.
No, actually, I want to read this because I'm the monarchist here. I want to read.
Fine, go ahead.
Yeah, you're the gay one here.
Okay, let me pull it up. I'm sorry. I'm low.
You're fine.
I'm rather low IQ. Excuse me.
You're low T right now.
Okay. So, French royalists involved in Yellow Vest riots in Paris. So, the ongoing Yellow Vest protests in Paris have increasing royalist support. Several groups from different factions of the French monarchist movement have demonstrated amongst the current government. During the early demonstrations, a royalist flag was spotted. Many called out to restore the monarchy. The French Media and International Monarchist Conference, which I've never heard of, reported that a faction of 200 royalists attended the protests early December, and a number increased over the weeks.
That's a lot.
Several Catholic groups have also been involved, many sporting the fleur-de-lis symbol of the Bonaparte dynasty, both at once. I'm not sure how they're going to reconcile having Bourbons and Bonapartes in the same room, but okay. In addition, the court of Paris. In addition, the Orleanist faction wants in on this. So the three royal families of France all have representatives of people who want them to be king.
Wow.
They're near the Arc de Triomphe and in the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. And it basically just goes on like a list of the people who were invited, the different so-called LARPers, as you will. So you got like a bunch of the Duke of Bavaria, Prince Louis of the House of Anjou, the Duke of Paris of the Orleanists, and Charles Christophe Bonaparte of the Bonaparte family. So actually, because I'm in a monarchist server, I actually have a letter from like the actual like guy in charge of the Bonaparte of the Bourbon family. I actually have a letter from him. No, not
This
from
is
him.
gonna be a
Not
treat.
from him to me. It was a leaked letter to within the family that got leaked, and he said if I could find it. Where basically he was saying that Louis the 20th said something along the lines of he's going to possibly make some kind of public appearance very soon.
Are the French really that retarded that they can't think of any other name than Louis?
Well, it's the family, man. They
It's
got
Louis the 20th, bro.
It's Louis the 20th.
We stopped with Wilhelm III, and they have Louis the 20th.
I
Also-
mean, it's
Also, fun fact about Louis the 20th, because of course I would know. He's from Venezuela. He doesn't French as his native language, and he's only lived in France for less than 5 years. But
What the
he's
fuck?
still,
The absolute state.
Yeah, but he's because the Bourbons basically fled to every other Latin-speaking country on Earth except France.
is he
Well-
still French?
Yeah, well, technically yes, but
No, I mean like ethnically.
you pull up a picture of him. He looks very Chad, by the way. He's very Chad in comparison to the partner.
He's got those Habsburg genes going on.
Where's the image?
I say.
If
want
you
me
put
to
it in
post it?
general, he'll be able to
wait.
move it over to the camera.
Okay,
The guy,
sure.
the guy looks like the Mad meme.
No,
You
he
know
doesn't.
how they say like, yeah, we are Mad nationalists.
Oh, wait a
how
minute,
they have
wait a
like
minute.
this pic
Oh,
of the
wait,
Greek
wait,
guy
wait,
with the
wait.
Chad jawline. This is him.
Wait. Oh, the letter. This is from the guy. No, that letter was. I
Oh,
didn't.
show it.
I didn't realize that Louis Anjou was Louis the 20th. So he was in public. So that letter was leaked. That was correct.
Yeah, bro.
Wow. It's almost as if.
If you Google Louis the 20th, only black guys show up.
Okay.
It's Louis XX. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Bro, I'm not into this monarchist speak.
No, Louis XXX is the black guy. Louis XX is an actual monarch.
Louis XXX
He
is
looks he
Louis
definitely
XXX
looks like
is a porn actor.
he
on
definitely
Snapchat.
looks like he's from Venezuela.
And let me find the.
Oh, there he is. Look at his Chad jawline.
Yeah, no, and let me tell you the picture after. And
This man is
and-
French.
And this is the Napoleon heir. And this is the heir to the Napoleons. So you got literally the verse here. I mean,
Well,
I
not
mean,
like- no,
but-
bro. Let's be real.
but the
the
Bonaparte is white, and
the Bonaparte looks much more noble than the Venezuelan.
are you sure?
Let's move on
Look
through
at
to a
this guy,
different.
bro.
Okay, one.
All right, so I found another article involving the yellow vest people. Apparently, the French police are now just using semiotic weapons specifically for them. Like they're just going to. Comes down
Space.
from a conservative minister, Louis Ferry, called for live fire to be used against the quote thugs from the
Okay,
yellow
but-
vest movement.
okay, but what does conservative mean in France? Because
I
it means a
don't
different
know.
thing.
It means hardcore liberal.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's how it is
Well-
in most places in Europe. Let's be honest here. Let's not just single them out. So,
Well,
who says that they quote beat up the police. I think that was that one thing that you guys were talking about earlier before we were completely live, about how some boxer beat the shit out of some French police, like
Yeah.
on live
I
camera
mean,
or something.
I mean, nothing wrong with using violence against federal agents.
I don't know about that.
Not
Yeah,
by
we're-
gang.
I mean, if it's
No.
I am not a threat to the federal government of the United
fun
States.
thing about it though
Well-
is that they're using G36s, so I guess they're being cucked by Germany yet again.
Bro, look, no, that's a cool story. So the German army, the Bundeswehr, is so underfunded. Our G36s don't even shoot straight.
Oh, I thought you were about to tell me that they were knockoffs.
Well, no, look. Our newest tanks. We sold one of our newest tanks. We sold them to Turkey. So Turkey has now better German weapons than we have. Like we have worse weapons than everyone else on the planet. Even though we make the best weapons, but we don't use them ourselves
That's kind of
because
sad.
our military is so underfunded.
Well, you know, maybe it's for the best that the German military just
Oh,
stays
come
in
on,
the
don't do
closet.
that.
Shut up.
Just
You'll make him mad.
All right, now back to the little article. Mr. Ferry, who is apparently a full-time philosopher, said that, quote, "What I don't understand is that we don't give them the means to police to put the end to this violence." You sure that's it? Okay. When it was suggesting that guns may lead to wounding or worse, Mr. Ferry said, quote, "So what? Listen, frankly, when you see these guys beating up unfortunate policemen on the floor, that's when they should use their weapons once and for all."
Well, I mean, he is right.
I mean, yeah, if I was a cop, I'd probably shoot someone trying to kill me.
well,
But look,
But then
it's
again, I
in
probably
Europe,
wouldn't be a cop in a oppressive, you know,
Well,
like.
no, but you're like the
France is pretty dystopian right now.
well, you'd be
Well,
like the
like
middle
all of
manager in the
Western world.
dystopia. Like if you're the cop in the if you're like if you're the cop in 1984, like you're in the upper echelons there. Like if you know what I mean.
Not really. You're still
Well,
on the front line,
heck of-
literally.
have you
Not
read?
figuratively.
So I heard some guy talking about 1984 where he said that he analyzed it philosophically, and he came to the conclusion that no one benefits from the society in 1984 except the abstract construct of the party. So like even the upper echelon is still a slave to the party.
That makes sense.
Well,
So
yeah.
it's a deep thing because even the higher ups don't benefit from it.
Oh, hey, look! There's the French boxer that punches the police in that same article. You just gotta scroll down to it. He's going to town. Holy fuck!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Damn, he just punched through that shield. Holy shit!
Ooh.
What a Chad. Anyway, so yeah, French. Don't be there for
The
now.
French are having yet another revolution.
Yeah, didn't they drug? They
Yeah,
dragged
but-
out a fucking guillotine.
Well,
No
look,
one's really surprised, but the French are having their 200th revolution this year.
yeah, well, but look,
Well, I
the
have
thing
a
is, people say it's a happening, but they have to realize it's France. So stuff like this happens every 10 years.
well, I
I
have
remember since I'm in Europe, I don't know if you got this in America, but 3 years ago, because of Uber, because of the company Uber, the taxi drivers revolted 3 years ago or 4 years ago or something, and they blockaded Paris too. Like it was
What the fuck?
it was civil war like. It was like with the yellow vests, but with taxi drivers because of Uber, because they thought that because of their wages went lower because of Uber. You know what I mean?
So they're just always constantly itching for
Yeah, it's like
revolution.
in France.
it
In
seems.
France, it's like, okay, the government does something I don't like, or the government does nothing except they should do something. Guess it's a revolution now. So
Well,
I'm
I
just
have-
saying, don't
Well, I mean,
overestimate
right now
what happens.
it's kind of a different like vibe from, oh, an Uber driver took away my job, to, hey, my entire government is fucked and I can't live from the amount of taxes I'm getting.
Well, I kind
So-
of have some. I kind of have a thing that. Okay, so I was on the history board on 4chan, of course,
Yeah, okay.
and
This should be good.
basically this guy made a really long thread and it was actually pretty well sourced. And basically, he noticed that every time there's a French Revolution or some kind of riot, most of the times when there's a success is when they start making barricades in the streets. Once
Why
they
is
start, well, the thing is, like, the French streets back at like 200 years ago were very kind of narrow. Like the buildings were very close in because they didn't have cars or anything. Like the biggest thing really going through the streets was like carriages and like carts and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So after after in 1850s in 1856, I think, when Louis Napoleon III came to the throne, he actually had an ordinance that all of the streets in Paris need to be increased in their width so that there won't be another revolution. So that's going to be harder to build barricades, because when you build a barricade, it becomes like an us versus them. Like you explicitly make
There is an actual line drawn in the sand.
you make a, like, it's basically inside of the barricades. It's basically like the kind of like national sort of pride that like comes with being in a country, basically.
I'm in here and they're out there.
Yeah, like it's that it all it takes is like people to bring out their like dinner tables and like put them sideways on the street, and that builds a sense of unity that wouldn't be there before.
Okay.
And
I
the
can go
French
with that.
riots now, in some parts, they've been doing barricades, but it's not
So-
easy. It's not easy
so-
on wide roads.
What you're telling me is that to regain the American sense of pride, we have to build a border wall out of dinner tables.
We'll make the Amish pay for it.
Well, you know,
I mean,
here in Germany, people who are against Trump say mostly, yeah, look, 20 years ago we pulled down the Berlin Wall, and now this nigger wants to build a new one. And I'm thinking, yeah, but look, the border wall in the German Democratic Republic in East Germany was, thinking about it, it was pretty logical, and it was a good thing. Like, I mean, first of all, it's obviously not comparable to the border wall that Trump
It's a
wants
little
to build.
different to a wall that's meant to keep out immigrants than
But
a wall
also-
that's splitting an entire country.
Yeah, but also, I mean, the country was split regardless of whether there was a wall or not.
Yeah.
Because East Germany was another country than West Germany. West Germany is an American puppet government, and East Germany was a Russian puppet government. You know, so regardless, the country was still divided, and the border wall provides the best border security. Like, it's just a fact that a wall provides the best border security. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah, I
wait.
mean, like just the fact of a wall being there really reduces it by itself, because
Wait.
it really puts a discouragement towards making the attempt. You know what I mean?
Wait, can I make a correction?
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't Napoleon III who did it. It was after Napoleon, like after the Franco-Prussian War, after like the Paris Commune. After that is when like the Third Republic, they made the ordinance to widen all the streets. Excuse
Okay.
me.
All right. Well, that's fine. The little
Because
addendum, that's welcome.
we kicked their ass so much, they went to communism to save themselves.
Okay.
Oh,
No.
bro. We wiped out the entire army in just one battle.
Yeah, the French did get pretty fucked back in the day, and
Yeah.
what are you guys thinking about this? I'm thinking that, well, first off, Macron is in a very real danger of just straight up getting killed. Like that's not something that's really up for debate. That's just kind of a fact, in my opinion. Like that is a very real possibility because they dragged out an entire fucking what the fuck is it called? Guillotine.
Oh,
Yeah, out of
I
a
looked up
museum.
I looked up the guillotine more. Yeah, that thing was basically like declawed. Like the mechanism doesn't work anymore. It's just like a showpiece.
You don't think that somebody is just gonna do it?
It's still like they still could probably, if they got like a carpenter, they could probably fix it. But it's like an artillery piece in like a museum. Like it's disarmed.
The main problem is that when you have these pressure cooker like situations politically, and then you have technology advance, the possibility of assassination becomes ever so more likely, even with increased security measures.
Speaking
there-
of
there's just-
security,
There's this Polish mayor that recently got stabbed as
Really?
of today. Yep.
oh, I guess that makes Heinrich happy.
Ooh.
But back on the topic. I saw a video not too long ago where it was just a bunch of police who are taking off their helmets and putting on the yellow vest. We don't know how many people also on the inside of like Macron's inner circle or whoever who are also empathizing very heavily with the protesters. They're not terrorists, even though the government's trying to label them as that. Hell, some people have labeled them as revolutionists, or revolutionaries is the word. So I don't know if there's anybody in the equivalent of a Secret Service bodyguard type thing that's eyeballing Macron's back right now and itching at his gun. You know what I mean?
Well, there was an event called Day X in Germany about a month ago where a handful of special force German soldiers were about to. They were planning on killing a Green Party leader, and it was basically a political coup that was planned. So
do you have a
these
link
things,
for that you can throw in real quick?
No, bro, it wasn't a coup. The sad thing is, it was the KSK, so the German, the
what now?
elite of the German army. They, some of them planned after the government collapses, or at least that's what the press tells. The press says, so you have to take it with a bit of salt. The press said the plan was after the government collapses, then they kill then they kill all the lefties. The press says the plan wasn't to topple the government, but after the government was collapsed, then they kill everyone. But
That's
that's just
weird.
what the press says, so obviously they won't give the entire information.
Yeah,
So we
especially
don't
with
actually know what the fuck actually happened.
Yeah, especially with a topic like sensitive like that, there's no chance you're gonna get the truth.
Yeah. However,
Yeah.
the German army, there were many instances of it being based. So like, I remember a year ago or something, an officer called for a coup. He basically said when they, the army meets sometimes they meet, and in such a meeting the guy held a speech, and in this speech he said, yeah, we need to topple the government, and
Berkeley's just put in the full
Oh,
thing.
okay. Seeing the title of that article alone, I like that. This is already giving.
You
me
can already kind of
false-
tell.
that
Let me read
that-
the article out.
This is
for
giving
the
me false
viewers.
flag, red flags.
Yeah. So brace yourselves. God, just the first part. Neo-Nazi faction of Germans SAS plotted to kill politicians and migrants. Gee, is Middleton? No, never mind. We'll find that one later. All right, so German authorities have reportedly uncovered a secret army of 200 soldiers who had planned on murdering immigrants and political figures in the country. The group are allegedly neo-Nazi factions within the how do I say that, German?
Bundeswehr.
Thank you. KSK, the equivalent of the SAS.
it's
They
Bundeswehr, not Bundes.
whatever, German. They reportedly planned to unleash terror on the omniscient code named Day X and planned to kill Green Party leader Klonda Roth, Foreign Minister Heiko Maas, and former President. I can't say that. Thank you.
Oh, that's a tribal name.
Just let me read the article.
Okay,
That's a
go ahead.
Jewish name.
Where are you?
Right after the weird tribal name, the Joham.
Foreign Minister Heiko Maas and former President Joachim Gauck.
There you go.
According to The Sun, an article in Berlin Weekly Focus said, the soldiers also had numerous leaders of asylum groups in their sights, who they blamed for issues within Germany. Death squads reportedly planned to try and lure them and other left-wingers to remote locations where they would then be assassinated. So that reminds me of the Freikorps. You know where the Freikorps after World War One, the commies had a revolution in Germany, and the Freikorps was a group, or was a paramilitary group, or consisted of several paramilitary groups within Germany of veterans from the First World War, and they went out and just killed all commies. Famously, Rosa Luxemburg and Karl Liebknecht, those both were Jews and the leaders of the Communist Revolution.
You know, the only reason I know about the Freikorps is because of Mountain Blade Warband and Napoleonic Wars, and me, Teddy, and a few other people would get on there and just play Fife Gang.
Yeah, so these Freikorps, you know, they went out and killed all the commies.
No, they seem pretty
And,
cool.
Wait, can we just like go really meta real quick? Like
What?
just looking at this article like looking at it now, I feel as though this is a total fabrication.
Of course.
Like I feel as though this is just like a 2 minutes hate that they tried to make you.
I've never seen Metro.uk before in my life, but I can already kind of tell. And there's a fucking Pickle Rick mug as an advertisement on the left side of my screen, and that's already making me very agitated.
Looking at this, I feel as though this is just
I don't want to be on this website.
this is a fabrication.
Okay, so
But
this Day X they talk about.
Give me,
would
hang on, look,
allegedly-
on the tags, there's Angela Merkel, Germany, and Nazi. Powerful. Holy shit.
what do they mean by this?
I don't know. Yeah, this is, it's clearly... Holy shit. You'd have to be pretty blue-pilled to not look at this and raise a single eyebrow.
Yeah.
You know? As much as I actually kind of hate saying that, it's just, like, very obvious. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I feel like this, I mean, it hasn't gotten much public traction in Germany. Not any public traction.
Isn't,
So
like, there's
I
something
feel
wrong
like-
with the internet, right, over there? Like, where you can't search certain things or whatever
No,
over in
but
your country?
well,
What is the current, like, policies that will prevent you from doing shit?
I can Google whatever I want and
Okay,
stuff.
well, that's something.
The thing is, what you mean is probably the Netzwerkdurchsuchungsgesetz, which is a law that companies who host stuff that is against the German law have to pay a ridiculous fine.
Really?
And since German law is like retarded, companies will mostly nowadays just take everything down in Germany,
Oh my
so that they don't have to take the fine, have to pay the
Yes.
fine.
So they
But-
don't want to take that L, so they'll take your post down.
Yeah, but that's only for like boomers. Only boomers actually have to obey this, because you know you can just on YouTube you can just say you're in the USA and then you can look at everything.
Okay, well, what if like you're on like on Facebook, or if you're on like Twitter or another
Yeah.
massive platform?
I mean, I'm not on Facebook, but
Me
on
neither.
Twitter, for example, if I wanna report a tweet, I actually have the option to say that this tweet is against this Netzwerkdurchsetzungsgesetz. And
Which
then it
translates
has a
into
higher
what?
chance of getting removed.
Oh, so you can actually selectively just do that for posts that you don't like? Like theoretically?
I'll admit I did it. It's amazing, bro.
That's a
Because the thing
terrible.
is they-
No, that's
No, bro. No, let me explain. They intended it to be against right wingers, you know. So you can't you can't say anything
so you're
anymore.
using their own
But-
gun on them.
Yeah, I got an LGBTQ activist to like insult me, and then I said, yeah, it's against this law, and they banned him.
Now that kind of reminds me of like Xbox Live, where you'd call someone anything like ordinary, like "Hey, good game, friend." Then they would come back to you and go "Fuck you, faggot," and then you could report them and get them fucking banned. But this is that, except with Twitter.
Wait,
Yes.
guys.
Teddy, we cannot hear you.
Teddy,
You
you're
are
really-
down the damn hall.
Okay. So I was gonna ask, couldn't you just put on a VPN and totally circumvent these laws?
Yeah, you can. The laws are easily circumventable.
Why even have them?
Well,
Because it's the government. They don't
first
understand
of all,
stuff like
not everyone
Because-
is able to circumvent them. Second of all, apparently the law works pretty good because Putin and Russia actually introduced a law that's basically the same as our law because they praised it as a. So, I mean, our law, apparently we Germans are even the best at censorship. I'm just saying.
Okay,
We have the best censorship, bro.
Yeah,
It's just like it is. We are the best.
but you don't have the best immigration laws. though.
Guys, can I? Guys, this next article.
But the best way to prevent people from criticizing them.
Is by removing the option. Got it.
Guys, this next article has got me fucking riled up.
Show me, Eric, show me what's got you. Show me what's got your jimmies in a twist. That's a that's a classic.
the blood transfusion
I hate
article.
Oh yeah, that one. Shit. All right, let's get on that one.
This one. Okay, so I have some funny stuff to do with this one.
If you're real excited, I can already feel you. Like,
I have
moving
energy
in your
coming
seat.
off of me, man.
yeah,
feel
you
the
can
gamma
read it.
rays.
Go ahead. I'll
Okay.
Open the tab.
Okay. Could the secret to eternal youth be found in the blood transfusions of young people?
No. Read the article title first.
Oh,
'cause people
title.
Might know what the fuck they're talking
Controversial treatment transfuse patients with young blood from teenagers to reverse the aging process.
about. Isn't this
That's
a
a
movie
Chinese
plot?
thing, isn't it?
It's
That's I call it 100%. That's from
it's to be
China.
tested in patients over 35 as part of a clinical trial called Ambrosia, where people are paid $8,000 to get the rich growth factors found in blood plasma platelets of young people.
It's from China, isn't it?
There are plenty of young. There are pretty much people from most states, people from overseas, people from Europe and Australia. Dr. Karzamin said. I don't know. What's this Karzamin ring as?
It's only Chinese people.
Alright, results of the trial
call
have
it.
not been published. Dr. Karzamin, who plans to open a business selling young blood, says patients who've had it say they feel
It's a
amazing.
little.
And
This is
says
the most
and said
Chinese
this is
thing that
evidence of the and he said that this is proven aging reverse properties.
It's a little iffy, man. I don't know.
Their brains are younger, their hearts are younger, their hair, if it was gray, it starts turning dark again, he said.
It feels
They're-
a little satanic to me. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
I just want to point out this was a movie like plot.
yeah, I'm pretty
I
sure.
swear to God.
Okay,
Like,
so this reminds
old
me.
bitch would like kill people and then bathe in their blood and then like come out looking all beautiful and
Okay,
stuff.
okay, this reminds me. So I read another thing very similar to this, from South Korea. Apparently, in South Korea, they're using the foreskins of baby boys and using it inside
I
of
knew it.
facial cream.
I knew
No,
it. It's from China.
they use it inside facial cream, and they said it has reverse aging properties.
This is what they stole from you.
All right,
Yeah,
listen.
I
It's,
wanted
it's
to
not from
ask-
China. It's from fucking Long Island, Queens, in New York.
Oh my goodness!
Karzamin
Yeah.
was born to a Jewish family. I'm just gonna end
Wow, man.
Wait.
What a
Let me just
surprise.
finish this real quick. So does that mean that there's a small chance that my foreskin was used in someone's facial?
it there. Yes.
Yeah.
And if it is, can I sue for some damages? Like, can I get reparations
you
for
can
this?
get royalties
I'm
for that same
circumcised
facial.
as well.
Can we guys? We should all just
If
start
they
getting
no,
reparations.
if I can figure out what brand they used it in, I'm gonna get royalties from them.
All right, let's get back on a serious.
Okay.
So yeah, that's horrific. What do you guys think about
so
this?
let me just get this one out.
I mean, I'm not surprised at all that the guy is Jewish. Like that, man. Like, who would have guessed?
It's okay. So you guys ever
The
played
thing is-
Dishonored 2? You guys ever played Dishonored 2? Because there's literally a fucking part where like
Politics and
where you get inside of where you join a cult, and one of the things that they do is suck the blood out of people and they inject it into themselves. How they don't get AIDS is beyond me, and like it has like
Maybe AIDS doesn't
it has like a
exist, though.
hallucinogenic effect.
Nobody fucked a monkey in Dishonored.
And,
Yeah.
The thing is, I mean, on the one hand, if they don't kill children for it, and
How
if they
do
only no, look, if they only use the blood that comes from like during operations or something,
You mean like they take like a pint or whatever?
yeah.
You know, like just
On
how
the
like
one hand,
like
I think,
regular
like, if
blood donation.
one part of me says if they don't harm the children for it, then it's okay. But the other part of me says
Just
they
fucking die.
first of all they will definitely harm children for it because it's China and Jews.
It's not China, man.
well,
It's
can
China.
I?
It's China and Jews.
Well,
So
can I-
From
we
what
know
it
they
said,
will
it
kill
said
children
Europe,
for this.
all of the states, Australia. It didn't even mention Asia.
Well, can I ask? Where do I
Sure.
sign up?
Well-
I want to get some. I
Okay,
want to.
so it's
sell my
I
blood.
wouldn't
definitely
want to live
it's,
to
it's
forever. Fuck that.
look.
No,
it's,
I want to
it's
sell
Jews
my.
and Chinamen.
No, I want to sell my blood to them. Well, I mean, like, think about
Again,
it.
Heinrich. It's
Think
not.
about how
I
much-
don't
what's
think
he-
anyone wants your.
I need to know, what do they get in return for this? What, like, what-
Probably like a fucking sum of money. You know what I mean?
They-
Like,
Where do
you
I
can-
sign
you
up?
Can,
where do I
you
sign
can
up?
already. Hang on. Shut up. You can already kind of like donate blood and then get paid a lump sum. I know
Yeah,
that
like-
for a fact.
Yeah, that's donating plasma.
So-
though. That's different.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is like, I don't know. I doubt it will ever just be a thing. Anytime soon, at least. But
Wait,
like
wait.
maybe
wait.
someday you can walk into a clinic like, hey, I want to donate my blood for X reason. Like, oh, okay, step
This
right
gives
here.
me an idea. This
What?
gives me an idea. So you know how back in the day, like families on farms would have like 20 kids to help with the farm.
Oh my God, no.
So
of
so
course
so
not.
I just have an idea. So would this be a new baby boom? So like you have a bunch, so you
damn
have
it,
20
Heckworth,
kids
no.
and you just always
That's
sell their
so
blood
bait.
and you
I
sell all
mean,
their
I mean,
You just
if we
have a
brought
little
back
blood
child
farm.
labor- No, listen, hear me out. We could do a double baby boom here. We could bring up the birth rates in European countries and America
and get
if
paid
we
for it
not only allowed this to become a popular thing,
and get paid.
but if we also brought back child
Benefit of,
Are you
of,
implying that
like, hang on,
that-
Teddy. Let me speak, damn it.
okay.
So,
Okay. I
uh,
never finished. Okay, go ahead.
shut up. So, fucking, I don't really approve of this idea. I know you guys were like, well, if it's not harming the children, even still,
No,
when
I don't
When
approve.
you have to die, fucking do it. Old age is the thing where it's like, yo, nigga, time's it's fucking coming.
It feels a little unnatural to me, honestly.
Yeah, it really does. And also just the idea of lifeblood, literal lifeblood being used for what is essentially a cosmetic. You know what I mean? Instead of like during surgery that could save a life, you know?
Well, it is
If you had to
degenerate.
donate your blood, which would you rather it be doing? Like saving some like little girl who just got hit by a goddamn drunk driver or something? Or just some 70-year-old guy who's like, you know what, my skin's saggy.
Who's
Well,
paid?
yeah, depends. What are they paying?
Shut up. Don't come on.
No, I'm joking. I know.
No, I'm not joking. What are they paying?
Of course, Heckworth isn't.
Tito's asking what color is the girl?
What if the child can?
Well, I mean, it's obvious that the old man would be Jewish. So,
I mean,
no matter what color the girl is, let's be honest here.
Oh wait.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just too much of a moral fag. I don't think-
Platelet-rich plasma or PRP treatments use the patient's own blood have been demanded as trendy vampire facials to fight wrinkles,
Fuck you.
and a joint and tissue treatments to accelerate healing. So I feel as though this might just be snake oil, but you know, if people are buying it, and you could get paid by without any negative benefit to yourself. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I would rather
this
donate
is
blood
what
for
makes
surgery
societies
than
degenerate. You think
hospital
about
stuff.
yourself only, and like, will it harm just me, or
Well, they're thinking about
but you-
themselves too.
yeah, no, but you see it. You don't
Exactly,
see
that's
what.
That's the degenerate.
Yeah, but you don't think about what effect will this have on the greater society. Will this turn us all into degenerates who
Vampires.
have a blood cult around, like a literal blood cult around around looking young.
You know, this
know,
this
it's
reminds me
an
of an
unnatural
awful,
thing.
awful goddamn movie, Priest,
Blood-
where there was like
bloodlust.
just humans just like fucking struck up in these literal blood farms. They just kind of chill there forever on IV drips. Pickles,
but
what do you
it's-
think? You haven't even spoken in
it's-
like 30 minutes.
The
What do
thing
you-
is, that will
I
literally
think he's done.
happen. That will literally happen. If we allow this to
Yeah,
happen,
that's what I'm saying.
then, like, look, some Jew and some Chinaman will 100% come up with blood farms.
Yeah, like these Chinese, they'll go across the entire world just to shoot a rhino to make dick pills. I mean,
Can we just talk about how brutal the Chinese are and why the fuck they are?
Well,
like,
because
they've
they
been
don't-
like that forever. I
you
don't know
because
why.
they
Look,
don't
look,
care about animal rights.
No, they don't
Let
care
me
about
explain
anything.
you-
This
let me explain you
reminds me of this
Chinese,
one
okay?
history thing. Hang on, Heinrich. This reminds me of this one Chinese war battle. I forgot which one it was. But
Battle
it
of
was like some
Sui Yang.
siege.
Yes,
I think that was it.
Sui Yang,
Yeah, but yeah, like they were boxed in there. The enemy army was gonna force them to surrender just from starvation, and then they're like, well, fuck it, we ran out of food. Let's just eat the civilians, and then they did.
But they won the war though.
They did. It was a supreme Chiang victory or whatever the fuck. That's what it says on the Wikipedia battle summary.
20,000 casualties eaten, a decisive and strategic victory.
Yes.
It's like Gallipoli.
It's
strategic British victory.
I don't. Yeah, but
That's how
what I'm
much
saying,
Lily
it's like,
Beige I've
it's
watched.
Always been like
Woke.
this. How the fuck? What?
And no one
You
ever
know, how
complains
do you,
about it. It's always Europeans.
How is
that-
your default? How is your default just brutalization of your
Well-
own people? Like,
well,
Well,
you know,
let me
guys.
Because no, look.
Okay.
There are 1.3 billion Chinese on this planet. They don't fucking care. That's big. That's why
Well,
they
I
have
have
enough. They have enough. They could win a war by just giving
Well,
everyone
they
a
even-
stick and
so
sending them to
what
the enemy.
what their mentality is like? You know what? There's 3 Chiangs. No one's
Well-
gonna miss number 4.
Exactly.
Well, even the thing is, even like people complain about Europe being bad and brutal and all that, but then they don't look at China,
We
and then they
aren't
also
brutal enough.
complain about they also complain about the West being like extremely
brutal.
bad for the environment, like how do you say, polluting or whatever. But if you look at pictures of
Toxicity?
like if you look at pictures of like Chinese rivers and stuff, and
They're,
even
like,
Indian
green.
rivers, it looks like tomato basil soup, dude. You know, and no one ever mentions it.
Teddy, I didn't know you're Mediterranean.
Also, I think it's because.
Shut up.
Also, I think it also has something
Here,
to
I got
do
some
with.
pictures in general.
Yeah, but
Oh, go ahead, throw 'em in.
look.
I
it's also
believe that's
because-
the Yangtze River.
It's also because 60 years ago, China was still a peasant society. They were essentially 60 years ago. It was essentially still feudalism. So they kickstarted from feudalism directly into modernism.
Oh God, what
While
the
we
fuck?
Europe,
That's
we
the
Europe-
Yangtze River in
It's
China, I
tomatoes.
believe.
Tino, put that on there. Damn.
Tomato soup.
That is
You know-
tomato soup.
we Europeans had a transition from feudalism to modernism, so we evolved, while they just went from feudalism directly to modernism. They just skipped everything in between.
Well, this reminds me. Okay, so I don't know if the audience or you guys are really big in like Chinese history, but like
No.
2,000 years ago. Okay, 2,000 years ago, this same
Fuck
shit
you.
was happening. No,
Heinrich, stop.
can I please?
Backwards,
Just-
go.
okay.
Heinrich, stop.
Do
There's
it.
too many damn H's here. Shit.
Okay, so back when Alexander the Great was going on his big romp all across the world in the Near East, okay, he left some people in Afghanistan and in like the
In Bactria.
Bactria. Okay, yeah. Okay, so at least someone knows about this. Yeah, so he left. So basically, there was a Greek kingdom in like Central Asia in Afghanistan called Bactria, and the Chinese heard about this and they sent an expedition to go see what was going on, and they found out that they saw something that they've never seen on Earth before: white horses. So the Emperor of China heard about that they have these white heavenly horses. They're literally called heavenly horses, and there's a war fought over this, the War of the Heavenly Horses.
That sounds
And
pretty cool.
and the Chinese sent tens of thousands of like literally tens of thousands of people died in the middle of the fucking desert trying to cross into Afghanistan just to see these horses.
So how did they die? Was it just like too damn hot or what?
Yeah, it was too damn hot. Like they didn't bring enough water, and like
That's
they
fucking
they
amazing.
didn't even see the Greeks. And so when they reached fucking Bactria. They reached into Bactria, and there was a big siege. And I don't remember what it was exactly, but there was like a negotiated peace, and Bactria became the Chinese vassal state. And in return, they had to give 10,000 heavenly white horses to the emperor. And most of the horses, when they got back, were eaten.
Oh my god.
Man, them Chinese really know how to do business deals.
Fuck.
So you know, you see these like this majestic like heavenly Pegasus style horse when you just have like these like dirt brown ponies and shit your entire life, and your first instinct is I want to eat it.
Well, not the first, but like in the desert, you don't have much to eat.
No. When the
know?
horses
No,
all
once they got back.
Yeah, once they got back to Beijing, and like everything was fine, the first thing that they did was have a big the emperor did was have a big feast, and they all ate the horses.
Why was the emperor a fucking brainlet?
Well,
Like, what
but
the
look,
hell?
I mean, I understand them
He's
here.
Chinese.
But I understand them here because, like, imagine you've never seen a white horse before, and you have 10,000 of them. Like, obviously, you eat some of them.
No,
you
that
want,
many?
well,
No,
obviously.
man. No.
No,
Of course.
you breed them so you have more.
Yeah, look, but there are 10,000, so even if you eat 1,000 horses, you still have 9,000 to breed.
Oh, whatever. But
Okay,
it's-
I get
it's logical.
Okay, Heinrich,
Like, I get them
Heinrich,
there.
Okay, Heinrich, I get it. I get where you're coming from and all, but horse meat ain't even that great.
Yeah,
Alright.
but they don't. Yeah, look, but how are they supposed to know if they've never
They
eaten a
probably
white
ate a
horse
horse
before?
before. Shut up, Tito.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
but
You
they
live in a
don't know
third
how a
world
white
country.
horse. Bro,
I'm saying this in a third
Bro,
world
look.
country.
look. If imagine we go to a new planet, and there is like a purple creature, and the same creature but in a different color.
Okay.
How the fuck are you supposed to know? Like, of course, their appearance is the same. There is a horse on a different planet, right? Tito has a good
and it's
example.
purple.
A horse
It-
on a different pebble,
It's just
on a
it's
different
just a
planet,
purple horse.
and we have a purple horse and a blue horse, and then people eat the blue horse.
So did it shift? from
But like,
green to
it's
blue?
not obvious. It's not obvious that the purple horse tastes the same like the blue horse. You know.
Okay, I can
I-
get your
Like, I
mentality
get why
with
they
that.
I get why they tasted it.
I know, I get what you mean. They weren't really sure. They just like the color palette just kind of slipped. Whatever. They have horses already. I know that. So, but
Yeah.
I mean, but like eating that many, like I guess if curiosity struck the emperor really fucking hard, he'd be like, I'm gonna eat one of those horses.
But
Why
they'll
that
have a
many?
giant feast
Well, first of all, to celebrate that you have the horses,
that you
and
that
then
they won
second
the
of all,
war.
to taste how they look like.
They won the war.
It's not. I mean, there are better examples of Chinese retardation than this.
I mean, I'm just using this as an example that even 2,000 years ago, the Chinese did not give a living shit about animals.
I don't think they give a little bit shit about them right now.
They still don't. Look what's happening in their international expeditions.
Yeah, they just bring back all the rhino horns. Okay, so we should probably do another story.
Yeah, that was fun. Hang on. How did we get from? No, never mind. I know.
I
how
don't
we
even
got
Don't
remember
even
from-
ask.
how did
from
we get
blood.
here?
to Chinese.
Because
I'm pretty
Heinrich-
sure
Because Heinrich insisted that these vampire people
that
are
these
Chinese.
vampire people from San Francisco, who are also Jewish.
Long Island.
Yeah.
I mean,
Alright,
it's
so-
accurate at least.
I mean, you know.
Let's get down to Brazil. That's a different place. I have recently had a victory in Brazil in Risk. I nuked most of America. Anyway. So, this is from The Guardian. I don't know how the Guardian website is. I don't really go to these websites. Here is the article title. He's been president for a week, and
May I
already
interrupt?
Bolsonaro is damaging Brazil.
May I
By
interrupt?
Elaine Brum.
The Guardian is British, so don't trust.
It's
We've,
also
all
it's
of
one
our
of the British.
articles have been so far from
The
British
Guardian.
sources.
The Guardian has been one of the most longest running British newspapers in history,
Well, fuck them. Anyway,
and they do this.
One
Jarl
more reason not to trust
Bolsonaro,
him.
Masonic brand of capitalism, threatens minorities and what minorities in Brazil? What the fuck?
Everyone's a
And
minority
the
in Brazil.
rainforest that protects the planet. The world needs to understand that what Brazil has become before it's too late. Jair Bolsonaro, Brazil's is not just another country that elected a far-right president at the time, when the world's most powerful nation is led by Donald Trump. How did it? You're talking about Brazil. What the fuck are you
Sorry,
doing?
Brazil, but
Right?
I mean, I get that we have standards for, like, we have a double standard that we have to treat brown people better and all, but like, I see that you're trying to do stuff that, we don't quite like, so that means that your nation can't do what it wants.
Also, we're gonna remember to mention Donald Trump for no reason.
Yeah,
Let's
we
get back
also
on
have
track.
to remember to
So
say
yeah,
that Orange
it's
Man
not
bad.
just South America's version of the current trend of countries sliding into authoritarianism. It's like we've seen Hungary, Poland, Turkey, and the Philippines. The fuck? I don't know why this article is so weird for me to read. It's not simply a. Hang on. Okay, now it's written by a woman, so it's written like a blog. That makes more sense. Okay.
Oh, okay.
God damn. I gotta change my mentality now. This makes a lot more sense now. Okay. It's not simply a peripheral nation with a pathetic leader. Brazil has become an apocalyptic vanguard that now signals how radical this movement is. It has been an apocalyptic land for a while. What the fuck? Okay. I can't read this. I'm getting madder by
Well,
the
it's
second.
South
Damn it,
America,
someone else
you know.
take it from me.
Oh,
Brazil has now a right-wing president, which means now we can mention that Brazil is basically Fallout New Vegas, but in South America.
Exactly.
Well, isn't that every South American country?
Yeah,
Okay, so
basically.
someone else, Jane, take it from
Okay,
me.
I mean,
Okay.
Argentina, though.
okay. So, wait, are we doing a news story?
Argentina is space, bro.
Oh no, look at the talking points.
Have you seen
Oh.
Argentinian villages?
Hang on, Heinrich. We're not even done reading the damn thing. Look, Heckworth, you're the best reader here apparently now. God damn it, this is just making me
Send me
upset.
the article. Which one are we reading?
We're reading about the rainforest thing.
Oh, he's been the president
that.
for a week.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
I
okay.
left out. Just restart the whole thing. Damn it, fuck it. Read the damn
Okay,
thing.
okay, fine. I'll just start
Thank you.
all of this over again.
Thank you. You're wonderful.
for-
I haven't even been past the first paragraph.
Okay. The world needs to understand what Brazil has become. Before it's too late, Jair Messias Bolsonaro, Brazil, is not just another country that elected a far-right president at the time. The world's most powerful nations led by Orange Man. It's not just
Orange
South
Man.
America's version of the current trend of countries sliding into authoritarianism. Citation needed. Like we've seen in Hungary and Poland and Turkey and the Philippines. It's not simply a peripheral nation with a pathetic leader. Wow. Brazil has become the apocalyptic vanguard that signals how radical this current moment is, one with the power to worsen the climate crisis at top speed, blight the entire planet. Okay, so there's a lot of heated language in this article, and you really need to be taking the Heinrich. Can you stop exhaling really loud in the mic, please?
German man breathes ASMR.
Yeah. So already they're basically going just going out of the gate saying that Bolsonaro can destroy the entire world. So
Just like every right-wing leader,
Brazil man
their
bad.
hand is on the button at all times.
Brazil man bad.
Brown man bad.
The election of Bolsonaro is a response to what we might call civilization's new discontent. Maybe people
Brown man
can't
bad,
identify.
but unironically.
Okay. So I'm just gonna skim the rest of this.
Go ahead. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, it's just agitprop.
Gang.
Brazil lived under for 50 years. Brazil's a military dictatorship. You cannot defend cannot comprehend what is going on in Brazil, saying it's a new era. And wait, oh, here we go. Here we go. This is where it gets good. Soon after
Finally.
Bolsonaro's inauguration last week, the Minister of Women, Family and Human Rights, Damaris Alves, an evangelical pastor, stated in a video that now girls wear pink and boys wear blue. Beside her, a supporter held the Israeli flag high. Some neo-Pentecostalists, also known as prots, likewise waved Israeli flags at the inauguration. These religious groups, who are growing numerically and wielding greater power in Brazil, voted overwhelmingly for Bolsonaro.
Based.
A significant portion of them believe that Jews will play a role in fulfilling scriptural prophecies about the return of the Messiah, and it must be remembered that Bolsonaro was baptized in the River Jordan. Bolsonaro was baptized in the River Jordan in Israel.
The fuck?
Okay, this is getting weird now. A couple of years
Wait, what is
before,
what?
What does this have to do with anything?
I don't know.
The fuck?
A couple of years before the presidential campaign, now in power, he has announced that Brazil will move its embassy to Jerusalem, which say these evangelicals will be a stage for Armageddon. In the recent visit to Brazil, Israel's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, declared, "We have no better friends in the world than the evangelical community here."
Can we just talk about how the Guardian itself this article makes zero sense and it just seems like fear-mongering in any direction they can take it?
I have no idea what the tone of this article is anymore.
Okay,
What?
so all right, so the topics on this, the little hashtags at the bottom, it says Brazil, America's LGBT rights. What the fuck? Climate change.
So
They're just reaching at any straw they can get.
So Bolsonaro is an evangelical Jew lover?
Right.
What is going-
Right-wing Jew who's going to kill the Earth's lungs.
Yeah,
Because I don't know how.
I don't
Because
understand
Donald
what is-
Trump.
Yeah, because Orange Man. All of this is from.
All
because
right,
of
so
Orange
yeah,
Man.
the topic has now moved from Bolsonaro to the Guardian is bullshit. Go.
Yeah, this is now moved from Bolsonaro to Orange Man bad.
You know, may I throw in something about China?
You know
Just
what? Yeah,
one
that's way
sentence.
more interesting than the Guardian.
Just
No.
one sentence, okay? So people always complain about Mao Zedong killing 60 million Chinese. But
Yeah.
like, I thought about it, okay? And I feel like under Mao Zedong, China was better off than it is now. Or at least the world was better off. I mean, look. Apparently 60 million wasn't enough.
God. Let's be real here. I don't think anything would change for China if they suddenly lost 60 million people. I mean, I feel like people kvetch about 60 million Chinese died, but like if you take that proportionally, that's like 60,000 people dying in
No,
America.
but look, all these third world countries always regress into totalitarianism, okay? And I feel like it's the best solution for them.
Oh, heck with
I
that.
mean,
Heckworth
for-
left.
look, for China, okay? Under Mao Zedong,
Oh no. Oh shit.
What the fuck's happening?
Hey fellas,
so-
sorry I'm late.
The fuck did you just do?
I was instructed to ban them.
Oh.